I quit my job and I decided I would find some other ones online, and I came to Spain, which I don't recommend because it kind of got me in some trouble. And a crazy culture thing that happened to me here is I had like a really weird bout with like a flu or something last year, and I was really sick, and I was terrified to go to the emergency room. And my boyfriend at the time, I'm like getting really worse. Like I'm not doing well. And he's like, why don't you go to the emergency room? I'm like, you don't understand. I can't afford to pay a $3,000 emergency fee right now. And he's like, and I had private health insurance, like the Spanish private health insurance. And he's like, Zoe, it doesn't work like that. And I'm like, I know you think that, but that's not true. There's no way I'm going to be able to walk into a hospital and walk away not paying an emergency fee. And I did. I went to the hospital. I am in the waiting room. Everything's done. I have labs drawn. I'm given medication. Everything's fine. And then I leave. They're like, you can go. And then I'm like, walk to the front desk. And I'm like, do you need my address? Like, are you going to bill me? And she laughed. She laughed at me and she was like, no, we're not going to bill you.
Are you from the US?
She laughed at me and she's like, I'm like, are you going to bill me? And they're like, no. And I'm like, but I got labs done. And she's like, go home. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was in shock. And then, I mean, the same thing this year, like, you know, I have the private health insurance and, you know, I'm getting like routine stuff done. And it's still shocking to me that, because in America, when you want to get labs done, $600. When you want to get an out of network test done, a couple $1,000s. Like that was, I think, the biggest culture shock for me is like I don't have to worry about how much something costs because of my health. You know, it's like really funny, but it's also so sad. It's interesting. I think that the problem in America right now, and a big difference that I've seen here in Spain versus America, which is also a shock for me, is a lot of people use things on credit in America. And the way that you guys use credit cards, at least here in Spain that I've seen, was actually shocking for me. I actually just looked this up today because I saw an article about it, but the average person in debt in America right now is $6,000 in credit card debt. In Spain, it's really hard to do that because
the worst kind of debt that you can have is the credit card.
The worst kind of debt you can have, but here in Spain, if you have a credit card, at the end of the month, it's whatever you have credited is taken out of your bank account, whether you want to do it or not. In America, you're given the option to like not pay it, but obviously you accrue interest on that. And that's where a lot of people, and American credit is actually at like the highest rate it's ever been, and it's growing. So that's like one really interesting thing here. I think it's easier, obviously to arrive to the end of the month here in Spain, just because I think besides rent, overall, it's easy, I think, to survive if you really needed to.